Hi guys, give me a minute to get things set up here and wait for some people to come in. I have to find my cord. Make sure my headset stays running. Today is going to be interesting. So, oops, didn't do that. Okay, sorry if y'all were hearing me twice. Y'all are hearing me typing because I'm like sharing out this stream. We're going to talk about earthquakes and UFOs. So it should be interesting. For those who are not here, just hello to everybody who is. Okay, I think, hi Edwin. I think I've sent it out to a few places. If y'all can share, that would be great. We are going to look at earthquakes that have occurred since midnight, and then we're going to talk about UFOs. Okay, so there was a 3.0 in southern Alaska, 95 kilometers deep. And we're going to just look at some of these. We're not looking at all of the earthquakes. I, as you know, am not going to do a really long chat. I just think some things that are going on in the world lately are really interesting. Okay, so this one is occurring up at the subduction zone area. Well, actually past there. This is occurring near volcano area, and that's Spur volcano. So this is occurring up here. Y'all can see this is mountainous here. Okay, so, whoops, let's go on to the next one here. Now, I just did a video on Nevada and showed the swarm, so I'm going to show it again. We can see Nevada here. And we're going to go to the location here. Well, actually, when the location is over here. There was one that I missed. These were all on the North Peavine Fault. There was one that I missed, which was down in this area. Now this is this white line here. I don't know if y'all can see it. That is the border with California and Nevada. This one here was a 2.6. It was 6 kilometers deep. I did miss this one on the last video as it was not in the same place, and I thought that it was a swarm and that one was just covering the other. I mistook and did not look to see that that one was one that I had missed. So I apologize. We can see that there are fault lines over here. This is the Death Valley Fault. This is the Fish Lane Valley Fault. This one back here is the Gold Mountain Fault. These earthquake swarm, this swarm has been ongoing since last night. Okay. We are going to go spring ahead here. There was a 4.0 in Tabasco, Mexico. It was 15 kilometers deep. It is over here near the other side of Mexico, which for me, that is not a normal area to see an earthquake on the opposite side of Mexico, but I believe it's based on the fact that there are volcanoes down in this area. There is Chicon El, which is here, and San Martin, which is here. So it could be based on the fact it's sitting between two volcanoes, so it is volcanic area. Okay. There was a 2.1 in Texas and another 4.1 off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. There was a 3.8 in Oaxaca, Mexico. A 5.2 Guam region. So we'll look at this one real quick. It was 10 kilometers deep. Hello to the 3 people that are in my chat. Much love. I'm glad you're here. Please remember to like, subscribe, share the video. And I do have links to Facebook groups and stuff underneath the video. You are more than welcome to join them. Okay, so this is the one in the Guam region. This is subduction zone here. This line up here is, well, it's not going to pop up for me, is the oceanic spreading rift. And this is Guam here. So this is the region, and it starts right before the volcanoes go around the arc here. There was a 3.6 in Salta, Argentina. There was a 2.4 Northern California. Sorry, I'm going to look at that one because it's here in the United States. It was 70 kilometers deep. Curiosity as to where it is. I haven't looked at any of these earthquakes. I look at them in real time with you guys. Hey, Joe, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Back at our swarm location. Well, this is Lake Almanor, you guys. This area has been ongoing with earthquakes. Remember, it had a bigger earthquake here, and now we have another earthquake in this area. So we'll show this again. This is the Butte Creek fault zone. This is the Walker Spring fault zone, and the Almanor fault zone is there. Down here, we have the Skinner Flat fault zone and the Indian Valley fault zone. Hey, Joe, we're going to talk about UFOs. Hey, Jessim, how are you doing? Okay, so that was our 2.4 in California. We had a 4.2 in the Banda Sea. It was 186 kilometers deep, so we just had a DP. Let's see, 186 km is equal to 115.58 miles. Did y'all hear? I believe it's Japan is digging a hole into the planet. And I believe they said something. It's going to be very deep. That's all I know. But I believe it was Japan, and I was seeing something about it. I can't remember exactly where, but I read it today. Just a heads up. Yes, that is what I hear all the time, Joe. But we're going to talk about UFOs. I've never seen one, so I can't tell you that they're real or not, but I can tell you that plenty of other people say they're real. This is Nyla. This is Cirilla. This is a continental convergent boundary. Remember, this is the band of sea. This is the oceanic convergent boundary, and that's an oceanic convergent boundary there as well. That all follows down into the continental transform fault, and this area over here is a continental rift boundary. Central California had a 2.2. Western Texas had a 2.1. Hokkaido, Japan had a 4.4. Let's see here what we got. Oh, it's on land. Well, I don't think anybody felt this one. It looks like it's right out in the middle of the wild here. Not close to any volcanoes or anything. Closest town here appears to be Shinbetsu. So don't see any close towns to that one. That's good. That one was 210 kilometers deep. So what's 210? Is 130.49 miles. Guess who had an earthquake today? There was an earthquake in Wyoming today. South Sandwich Islands had a 5.4. Tonga had a 5.1. Sulu Archipelago, Philippines had a 4.6. I haven't seen this name before. It's 10 kilometers deep. Whee! Huh. Bubon Island and Kabukan Island. I haven't seen this area before. This volcano here is Badajo, Jolo Island. That's a different location than I'm used to seeing. That's a Celeb Sea though, so I've seen them there before. Okay, so let's go into what I want to talk about. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, as you guys know, NASA team held a hearing on UFOs with the public. NASA opened its much anticipated public hearing on UFOs amid harassment concerns faced by the agency's 16-person team. The group is studying unidentified anomalous phenomenon or UAPs, which NASA says are of interest for national security as well as air safety. NASA opened its much anticipated public hearing on UFOs Wednesday. The team assembled about 7 months ago, including experts in astrophysics and other disciplines. Among its stars is Scott Kelly, a former astronaut and test pilot who commanded 3 International Space Station expeditions. I remember that when he went to the moon or went to space. I thought he was one of the people. Well, never mind. Technically, the group is studying unidentified anomalous phenomenons, or UAPs. NASA says UAPs are of interest for national security as well as air safety, and without access to an extensive set of data, it is nearly impossible to verify or explain any observation, NASA says. It is our collective responsibility to investigate these occurrences with the rigorous scientific scrutiny that they deserve. Dan Evans, an associate administrator at the space agency, said at a hearing. It is an opportunity for us to expand our understanding to the world around us. This is in our DNA, not in my DNA. Thomas Zurbecken, associate administrator of the Science Mission Directorate at NASA, said understanding data surrounding UAPs is crucial to drawing scientific conclusions about what is happening in our skies. Data is the language of scientists and makes the unexplainable explainable. The panel gathered at NASA's headquarters in Washington, but the public took part remotely. The panel's final report is expected this summer. In June 2021, the Office of the U.S. Directorate of National Intelligence released a report examining unidentified aerial phenomenon, determining that no firm conclusions could be drawn on more than 140 instances. In July 2022, the Pentagon set up an all-domain anomaly resolution office to, among other things, identify unidentified anomalous phenomenon that might pose a threat to national security. And last May, Congress held its first public hearing on UFOs in more than 50 years. You would think that they would have a hearing on all of the people, all of the reports that have come in over the years. You would think with as many reports as people have reported, then they would have moved sooner on having a gathering to talk about it. They're dropping the ball. Evans said that some members of the team have faced online harassment for participating in the study and that NASA security was addressing it. He did not reveal details of the harassment. We at NASA are acutely aware of the considerable public interest in UAPs, Evans said. However, it is critical to understand that any form of harassment towards our panelists only serves to detract from the scientific process, which requires an environment of respect and openness. The team is trying to determine how data gathered by civilian government agencies, commercial data, and data from other sources can be analyzed to shed light on UAPs. It will then recommend a roadmap for potential UAP data analysis by agency going forward. Joe, you're right. Sean Kirkpatrick, director of the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or ARPO, says the majority of unidentified objects reported to his agency appear to be nothing more than balloons, unmanned aerial systems. Okay, well, how about the videos that were put out by the Air Force of the UFOs that were flying so fast that the Air Force couldn't keep up with them? How about the ones that were put out by the Navy of the object going into the ocean? How about all of those? Those aren't balloons. Unmanned aerial systems, clutter, natural phenomenon, and other readily explainable sources. Well, you can't explain those away. Those videos were put out and leaked. And I think that those are things that they actually need to be looking at. We cannot answer decades of questions about UAP all at once, but we must begin somewhere, Kilpatrick said in front of the Senate subcommittee last month. The study will focus solely on unclassified data. So how about the study focusing on classified data too? Because, there's stuff that they're not being honest about. They don't want the public to know about these things, so therefore they're not going to tell the public these things. The study will focus solely on unclassified data. A full report containing the team's findings will be released. But don't look for fantastic revelations surrounding the suspected Chinese spy balloon that was shot down in February, or any highly classified government files out of Area 51, a remote and secretive U.S. Air Force testing facility in the Nevada desert. Science is built on evidence. It thrives on scrutiny. It demands reproducibility and, above all, objectivity. Well, if they did, then they would actually be more open and honest rather than hiding things from people, because people can see things with their own eyes. And like Joe in my chat room was just talking about, how about the UFOs going into and out of volcanoes? I've seen the videos, so it exists. I don't think those are weather balloons going inside a volcano and then exiting. We do come in with an agenda. The primary objective of this credible team of experts is not to go back and look at grainy footage of UAPs, but rather to give us a roadmap to guide us for further analysis. So that was the bit on NASA convening the public hearing. But I don't see that anything more came out of it than usually what they bring up, discuss, and then throw at the public. It seems like it's the only thing that they do is they discuss the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and they expect the public to buy it. And there are videos out there. People have taken videos of things, unless there are machines, flying objects that have been made that some government is not talking about, then they're not being honest. Uh, so anyways, you guys, how are y'all doing today? That is my 2 cents on UFOs. Um, do I think that they are fallen angels? Well, you know what? I can't tell you what they are, but I can tell you that there is so many concepts as to what exactly they are, where they're from. There's concepts that they're from the people from the Great Pyramids. There's concepts that they're fallen angels. There's concepts that they're demons. There's concepts, there's many of them. How about the one that goes over a million people saw in Phoenix and they claimed for flares, except those flares were at 10 p.m. and the Phoenix lights were around 7:30. I remember that. Yep, you're right. Yep. Um, I think that they've got a problem. I think that they are not being honest with people. I mean, think about it. Wasn't it just a few years ago that each president keeps saying they're going to bring out the truth and then nothing's done? They keep saying that they're going to tell people everything and then they don't. What's being hidden? Are they being threatened? Something just doesn't make sense. And even though I've never seen a UFO with my own eyes, I'm not going to rule out that they don't exist. There's just this too many people have seen them. There's too many people that have been abducted. There's too many people that have lived with it their whole lives. They have faced PTSD because of it. I mean, there is something going on. And yeah, some people say the fallen angels were the Anunnaki and they were aliens. Yeah, guess what? If you look back at the Anunnaki that lived back then, they have um, They have star maps from back then that show the whole galaxy. Unless man at that time could fly and be in outer space, they wouldn't have been able to mark the galaxy perfectly. So you know there's something going on there. Yeah, I watched a lot of things on ancient Egypt. Um, I was trying to figure out something. I don't really talk much about it, but I found out that I am related to, how you put it, 23andMe. I did a study on 23andMe, and I'm ancient Egyptian. So, of course, naturally, I dived into studying it was 0.06%. So not very much, but I dived into learning each one of the things that was on my 23andMe. Um, I'm from every different area that you could think of. So I find that cool, but I dove in and started learning about this, learning about that. Increase your knowledge. Always increasing your knowledge is good. But I started watching some of the films about ancient Egypt. I started reading up and learning about the pharaohs and learning about the Anunnaki and the things that came from back then. And it is so weird. Even the Bible that we have these days, they have a book back then which told basically the same story as our Bible tells. So it makes you wonder if they had basically the same story about the beginning of the planet and stuff. It makes you wonder how a book was that old, you know? And they actually discuss the solar system and having been into the galaxy. They lay out a roadmap. So it makes you wonder what scientists have found that has not been told to mankind, what the governments don't want you to know. Okay, so I'm reading the chat room right now. Joe the Terminator. Yes, you're right. Human behavior and AI will kill us. Did y'all see that article about the military drone operator who was doing um, he was doing an art. Let me see if I can find it real quick because this was interesting. Okay, he didn't die. This is on Daily Mail. He didn't die, but he said that a drone went rogue and killed its human operator in simulated test. And now they're saying they've never run the experiment. But a U.S. Air Force official who shared a disturbing tale of a military drone powered by artificial intelligence turned on its human operator in a simulated war game has now clarified the incident never occurred. I don't buy that. Sorry. If you put out a story and then you say it didn't occur, something happened. And I don't believe that they're going to tell the truth about it. But anyway, AI is getting more and more dangerous too. Think about it. AI controls your phone, it does all kinds of stuff. Okay, and that was the Sumerians, and they were incredible way before the Judeo Christian thing had the Noah story 3,000 years earlier than the Sumerians had it first. Yes. And you know what? And it makes you wonder about the stories that were told back then. They couldn't come from nowhere. And there is also a picture of a guy who looks like he is an astronaut that was found in their hieroglyphs. I think they're hieroglyphs. And when I first saw that, I wondered, wow, they must go to outer space. So I think that they've been there too. What's this saying? History repeats itself. Maybe the planet was destroyed, things were left behind, and now we're seeing the same thing over and over again. You never know. I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm just rambling today. It is a Friday afternoon. I will try to do an update tomorrow. I'm trying to do an earthquake and live chat every day. Um, Please remember to give me a thumbs up, share the video, like the video. And right now we're just talking and enjoying this Friday afternoon. It is 80 degrees here. First time all week. Oh, and by the way, um, for those of you who don't know, I am doing a fundraiser. If you want to help on it, you can. I have reached 255 on my goal. Um, Thank you to those who have contributed. I very much appreciate it. It is going towards paying off the debts that I owe on my car, paying off the debt I owe on my computer. It is going towards helping me to buy food for my house. It is going towards my car because I am having an issue with my car again. Only this one I think was caused because of the serpentine belt when it broke. The serpentine belt and the tensioner pulley both broke. Well, I didn't have this problem at that time that this happened, but I think that somewhere there is a what do you call it? One of the lines. Joe was telling me about old cars, so I'm gonna have them look into that because what he said does make sense. My car has died on me 3 times already, and I think that it has a leak. So I'm gonna have them look under my car and see if any of um my I forget what they're called, those things. I can't remember the word for them. The black lines that let air go through. I'm going to have them check and see if any of them are broken. And if they can be replaced, then I'll have that fixed. You know what? They also seem to have the 12 commandments too back then. So, Dad, you've been studying the Sumerians? That's awesome. Yeah, I started studying them, studying Sumerians and ancient Egyptians and Coptic Egyptians and just looking into stuff. Uh, it's kind of neat to find out that 0.06% of my DNA comes from there. I'm 96% European, so I don't know. I'm German, Irish, Italian, English, British, you name it. I'm a little bit of everything. That's cool, Joe. Yeah, I'm like looking into the UFO thing lately, especially since it's starting to be in the paper and starting to be talked about much, much more. I believe that there are there is something going on, definitely. Do I think our government's being honest with us? No. I don't think our government's being honest with us at all about anything. I think that they hide a lot of stuff from us and then they expect us to stay like sheep and stay asleep. Hey, that's a good one. Stay like sheep and stay asleep. I want to be awake and not a fake. How's that? So how many people are in the chat now? There's 2. Okay. My thing keeps telling me there's 6 and then 5 and then 3 and then 2 and then it goes back to 5. Hang on, I'm checking something. Neanderthal. Oh yeah, and I got Neanderthal too, but mine's not mine not Neanderthal. Hang on, what is mine? Let me see here. 23 and me. I'm going to my 23 and me. Sign in. I'll show y'all what I am. Okay. Oh, mine was updated again. Interesting. Okay. So I can show y'all. Northwestern European, 94%. British and Irish. British and Irish. Irish. Irish? I can't even pronounce it. Irish. 57%. England, Scotland, I got 24 regions. French and German, 19.5%. Switzerland, Baden-Württemberg. Scandinavian, 3.2%. Finnish, 0.2%. Northwestern European, 14.5%. Let me see what that entails. Southwestern Europe, Southern European, 5.1%. Spanish and Portuguese, 5.1%. Well, it wasn't that one before. Spain, Portugal. Well, that's cool. They keep adding new stuff in here. My trace ancestry. Nigerian, 0.2%. Gujarati Patidar, 0.1%. Coptic Egyptian, 0.1%. Interesting stuff, eh? Well, at least I'm human. Okay. No, oh, wait, I forgot to check something. I was going to show y'all. I forgot. Because it's something that I thought was interesting. Well, I got some, what do you call it? I got Neanderthal. I identified with 279 genetic variants. Isn't that funny? You have greater than, is it greater than 2% Neanderthal DNA? Or, yeah, I guess. You have more Neanderthal DNA than 91% of other customers. I guess that's a lot. I don't know. I got Neanderthal. Hi, Bob Holland. How are you? Your hero? Who's your hero? No Cro-Magnon. Yup. So anyway, I guess that means my DNA has been around the world. But you know what's funny? When I first got the 23andMe done, I didn't have Spanish or Portuguese, and I didn't have Egyptian. So over time, they have updated my map and added more things to it. And I've been thinking I want to get the other one done, the ancestry.com done. I'm thinking I want to get that one done because I want to compare them and see whether one of them what the differences are. I would like to know because you never know. But anyways, if I'm looking at Neanderthal, then I go back to, I guess, early mankind. Oh boy. So, anyways, you guys, the reason that I did the 23andMe to begin with was because I was born as a twin, and my sister is lighter than me. And I've always had like a more olive complexion. So I always wanted to know what made me different. And, you know, most of my family claims that they're American Indian. My biological family, because I found my biological family when I was 18 years old, but I don't really know them. I just found them and had talked to my brother, and he said that we had American Indian in us. Well, I didn't find any when I did this test, so it doesn't mean that the male side doesn't, but the female side sure doesn't. Um, so anyway, I thought that was interesting, and I went through doing that. Did this did this a year and a half ago, and over time they've added new things and new components into the 23andMe history, and I think it's interesting. You know, I'm a little bit from everywhere, and some of it actually explained things to me. The one nice thing I like about 23andMe is it'll tell you things that you might be allergic to. It'll tell you whether your hair is usually straight or curly. It'll tell you whether your eyes are brown or blue. It'll tell you lots of different things. And I'm going to give y'all a little funny thing. Both of my sons have blue eyes. All my girls have brown eyes. And I think that's really neat. And I think the blue eyes come from the German side of me, or I don't know, whatever the other parts of me that have blue eyes. But all of my sons have blue eyes. Two of my ex-husbands have blue eyes. So they get their blue eyes from their father, but the girls get their brown eyes from me. I inquired as to mine. I was about 18, 17, 18 years old when I found my biological mom and went with friends of mine to Virginia to go meet her. It was not a good thing. Um, I was kind of shunned by my biological family. They didn't really want anything to do with me. And I tried again to get in touch with them. I spent a weekend with them. I went to Virginia when I was about 40 years old to visit, but it didn't end up well. Um, I gave up. Um, I was given up for adoption when I was 2. I was given up again when I was 9. And, like I said, I'm the beginning of me and my family. I don't have any family other than me, my kids, my sister. Those are the people that I claim. I also claim one other half sister. So, and she is a biological half sister. But as far as the family that I went to go meet when I had turned 18, I can't claim them because they don't really want anything to do with me. Because if they did, they would be in touch. They know where I live. They know how to get in touch with me. And they want nothing to do with me. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. Used to be I wasn't okay with it. I used to think, well, what did I do? I made my mistakes, but at the same time, I just am glad that I'm not involved anymore. So yeah, it's one of those things. Looking back, hindsight's 2020. If I was back at the age of 18, would I take the time to go drive to Virginia and put a whole paycheck into it? No, I wouldn't do it again. And my biological mom, as far as I know, she has, what do you call it? Dementia? Or is it, I don't remember which one it is. But she doesn't even know who I am. The one time I tried to speak to her, she didn't know me. And that's fine. You know, Joe, if you had a mom who raised you, she loved you, you stayed with her, then you had family. Oh, wow, Bob. See, I'm starting to find out. I know a lot of people that were adopted. I am with my kids. I'm close with three of them, and I love my family. And I can't imagine for the life of me walking out on my kids, giving them up for adoption. I'd move heaven and earth to take care of my children, and I still do. I have two that have problems, and I'm there for them nonstop. And even though I'm disabled, I still put all of my time into trying to take care of them and to make sure that they are taken care of. You can't walk away from your family. I don't understand it. Yeah, I know your mom just passed away, and I give you my condolences. I know it was hard, and I know it's probably still hard. I can't believe it's 80 degrees today. Hey, let's look and see what's going on in Florida because there was a tropical storm that was growing. Ooh, ooh, ha, 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 Joe. Oh, Joe, it's a hurricane now. It's strengthened into a tropical storm. Sorry. That looks like hurricane, tropical storm Arlene. Oh, Joe, tropical storm Arlene. Tropical storm Arlene has sustained winds at 35 knots, 40 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure is 1,002 millibars. It's located, movement is south at 4 knots, 5 miles per hour. Let's see here. Where are we projected to go? Ooh, we're supposed to take a turn inward. Well, hopefully it will be diminished, but um, we'll see. It's right here at this time. I already looked at that one. Those are the rain bands. It's going to give up to 4 inches of rain in these areas. And then we're going to have rain off the coast here too. Yeah, I was watching last night and it said that it wasn't expected to strengthen at all. And now it's strengthened? Okay. I think that's what I said in chat last night. Expected means get prepared because they said they didn't expect that it would strengthen. And I said, not expected means get prepared. Special advisory products have been issued. And that was as of 1 p.m. So it's 3 o'clock now. And if this is moving south, it's going this way. But if this thing turns, it'll be going this way. Well, that's not what they usually do. They come up and then they go off this way. Well, I am not prepared for a hurricane or for any tropical storms right now. I have not gotten prepared. My car is not prepared. There's nothing prepared. Heck, I need to get candles. I was thinking about it the other day. I have not gotten anything ready for any hurricanes. Um, I got to get stuff that's okay. Same thing as people would do for when you have an earthquake. Have a preparedness kit. Usually, I have a kit ready, but this last year we didn't have any hurricanes at all. So because of the news that's come out lately about them thinking it's not a bad year, I really haven't thought about it. But this here surprises me because they were saying with the pressure that was coming around this way that they don't expect that we would have many hurricanes this year. Well, everybody forgets this area here off the coast are really hot right now. So that can cause hurricanes to strike up. Let me show y'all something. Lindy, show y'all the temperature right now. If you look, this area is really warm. This area is really warm here too. We're having 80-degree heat right now. It says Charlotte's 84. But if you look, this is how hot it is. And this here is swirling. Let's see the waves. This is where that tropical system is right now. There was a system that was over this way before. It looks like it might be out this way. Looking at air quality, ozone layer, got storms here, weather radar, shows it over here. It's not that big though. Shows it here. So here we are right here. This is our tropical storm. Looks to me like it's forming. I mean, you have the bands out here. You're in what, Gainesville, Joe? In that area? No, you're around here somewhere. Yeah, it looks like it's growing. It's pretty big, actually. Probably be a major rainmaker if it doesn't do anything else. Yeah, that's true, Joe. So, anyways, you guys, I wanted to jump on today, talk to you guys, spend a little bit of time. I hope y'all are doing well. I am going to get off of here. I need to take Penny out for her afternoon stroll real quick. She's got to go potty. And just thought I'd get on, talk about earthquakes, UFOs, and other things. Anyways, you guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed your afternoon. Please be safe, take good care of yourselves, and much love. Oh, and thank you for stopping into the chat. I appreciate it. I'm reading y'all's chats, your messages real quick.